In 1994, I found myself, I was making the lithograph that Claudia was talking about earlier at Rolling Stone Press. And so I was working on this big series of stones every day. And I would go to my doctor and I was saying, my back hurts so much. My back hurts so much. And he says, you're doing that art thing at the lithograph studio and you're straining your back. And I go, no, it feels worse than that. It feels different. And so he kept ignoring it. And then one day he said to me, he said, well, women have their complaints. And I thought, okay, I'm not dealing with you anymore. And so to spite him, I just went away and ignored what was going on with my back. And then a few weeks later, found myself at Piedmont Hospital after he rescued me from a bathtub in which I was throwing up blood. And it turned out that I had a bleeding duodenal ulcer that was eating its way through my back. And we went to Piedmont Hospital, and they did save me, but they got me stable and in intensive care. And then 3 days later, the evening I was supposed to go home, I went to bed that night, I was supposed to go home the next day, I had an enormous hemorrhage. And all of these orderly women who were working, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning, poured into the room. And this was during the height of the AIDS epidemic. So they were upset that here they were going to have to clean me up and deal with all this blood. And there was blood everywhere. And so they were so angry at me about having to deal with my situation, 2 o'clock in the morning. They took my gown off and left me sitting in the floor naked, in the middle of the room. And it is sad, but it is kind of horrifying too and horrible. So, I don't know if y'all know the work. I know some of you do of Insor. And so I took the liberty of putting the masks of the people in the parade in James Insor's painting on these angry orderlies. And coming through the door is the anesthesiologist who Scandalakis, the surgeon Scandalakis, called and said, you need to get down there. He told the anesthesiologist, he said, all hell is breaking loose in that room and get her to surgery. And so he did. So he's kind of like my angel coming through the door where I'm surrounded by these angry women who really don't want to be dealing with my blood because, AIDS and all that stuff. Chemophobia, fear of blood, hence the title. But Piedmont Hospital, that I escaped again today, did take me down to the bowels of the depths of this surgical thing, and I need to make this other painting. So this is the darkest painting in this room today, and put me on what they call like a harp surgical table, which is basically you're like on a cross, and they turn you upside down because I'd lost so much blood. They had to give me 7 units of blood that they conserve what blood is left in your body while they try to give you a transfusion, but they saved my life that night. So, on that dark note, we will throw this open to questions.